All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well, and salutation and much love to the Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Osh from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another lesson. Lord's will is going to be edifying to the hopeful elect. And, I'm just going to go through the spirit here. I got some articles lined up. Lord's will is going to be edifying. Just on the watchtower, watching for these things taking place, measuring the time. So we'll start with that. So I can fix this real quick. Hopefully you can see it. That should be good. All right, let's go to Second Ezra chapter 9 first, because again we're on the watchtower, and what are the watchmen supposed to do? Supposed to measure the times diligently. So we know that we're getting close to the hour of temptation. Second Ezra 9:1. He answered, Slakia, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the earth, visit the world which he made, Slakia. So again, we're measuring the times diligently, okay? And we know that very soon there's going to come a time that everyone's going to be tested. Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Who? The elect, those that are faithful unto him, unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. So this is the point, because this is happening worldwide. This new system that's being set up with these digital currencies and you know the, the denying of people's rights and bank accounts. I think it was in the Philippines. Elder Mawatazar from LA, he just did a video, I believe yesterday or the day before. 82 million or 86 million, something like that, just got their bank accounts pretty much unactivated, so to say, because they didn't have verification, digital verification, or biometrics or facial recognition, whatever the case may be. So these are all stepping stones leading to the chip ultimately, and this is where what we're talking about here. The hour of temptation that's going to come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon it. Yeah, because you're going to be tried, all right. When you can't eat unless you have this chip, you're going to be tried. Even us ourselves, we're going to be tested. And the NLT says, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. Yeah, if you belong to the world, you're not going to want to detach yourself or depart from the things that your whole life has been entangled with. Entanglement. Talk about an entanglement. Your whole life's entangled with the ways of the devil, and the scriptures say that we're gonna go to the enemy for the one of all things. The scripture, or the word there for persevere, says to persist in what one has undertaken. What have we undertaken, man? To serve the Lord. So because you have obeyed my command to persevere, the Lord told us to persevere, to persist. It says to pursue steadily a design or course. Yeah, the Lord Himself laid down the course for us. He showed us the way. Continue, endure. Keyword endure. They should have highlighted that. Okay, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. Let's see if I can do it for them. Oop. Anyway, very strict, earnest, yeah, because you got to be stoic in this mind. Continue steadfastly, persist, earnest, austere. Okay, these are all qualities of the elect, beginning with Yahweh Shai. So let's go back. Let's see the other translation. So again, it's a time of testing, which is about to come upon all the world. And what's going to be the test though? When they implement that chip, when they make it mandatory, okay? Or you're going to be what? Removed from society, cut off. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of names. So you're going to be completely removed from society. Okay, when this is implemented, if you don't take it, how can we prove that? You go to the word buy, agrazo, which we've gone over and over again, but we'll go over it one more time just in case you forgot. Agrazo meaning to what? To be in the marketplace, to attend it. You're not even gonna be able to go anywhere, attend anything, go out to the downtowns to do business there by yourself of idle people to hunt the marketplace lounge there. You're not even gonna be able to hang out, chilling, all right, in certain places everywhere, all right, because they best believe just like they got ICE, just like they have these different agencies. I foresee them having a chipping police, scanning people to see if you on the grid or not. And if you're not on the grid, they're gonna haul you off on the petty wag and send you to a concentration camp, or what they call it today, is detainment center. So let's go into some of these articles to show you that this is taking place as we speak around the world. All right, the system is being set up. The infrastructure is already there, but now they're just putting the final pieces together, so to say, and then when this black swan event, whatever it may be, comes and they can, expedite this process, it's gonna be over. So this is 3 days ago, September 23rd. Say streaming the future. Project introduces real-time stablecoin payrolls. Okay, you will no longer be paid with dollars. Okay, the dollar is the de-dollarization is currently happening. The BRICS nations, hyperinflation, all these things are leading to a collapse of the dollar bill or the petrodollar, right? Because the dollar bill is nothing but a piece of paper. The only power it has is the morons, all right, that believe in it. But nonetheless, it says real-time stablecoin payroll is moving from Web3 startups to mainstream enterprises, fueled by regulatory clarity and growing global demand. So this is the new way. Didn't they just erect a statue in D.C. of Donald Trump holding what? A Bitcoin. Okay? And what is this? This is on Coin Telegraph, the future of money. See, all you clowns that mocked us and scoffed at us for telling you that the mark of the beast is gonna be a microchip and it was gonna be digital money and all that. Well, joke's on you now, because everything is going digital. Not only the money, but your digital identity, your digital wallet, okay, digital authentication. Now, what can you say? All right. So let's just read a little bit. It says, because I got a couple other articles as well. It says powering payrolls for thousands across the U.S. And remember, this is the horde that rises upon the beast. So these mainly this is happening in the beast nations, but it's literally happening in third world countries. Okay, you go into the DPI, the digital public infrastructure. This is happening in third world countries. Okay, again, the Philippines, they're moving into digital society. China's already there. They already, but this is happening worldwide. But again, we know it's the mark of the beast, right? Anybody can identify the mark, all right? Oh, it's the mark of the beast is a chip and the digital currency. Okay, well, what's the beast? Like for all these Christians out there, or the doomsday preppers. But nonetheless, it says stablecoin payroll provider Zebek is set to flourish in an era where regulation by enforcement. See, the new regulation that's coming down is going to be by enforcement. That's why the money is programmable. Okay, the digital currency is programmable. It says shifts to pro innovation clarity. Policymakers around the world. There you go. What did we read? Okay, in Revelation chapter 3. The hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world. Matter of fact, hold on, let's see something real quick. Let's see here. Oikomene, okay? The word there for oikomene, or for the word world, is oikomene, which means the whole inhabited earth. Okay, see? The inhabited earth. So it's coming upon everybody, rich, poor, broke, everybody. It says policy makers around the world, which is led by who? Esau, Edom. All right, the WEF, okay. The central banking system really is who's running it. But it says around the world are accelerating. See, Esau knows his enterprise is coming to an end. What is that? Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants. Oh, the inhabitants, the oikomeni, right? The oikomeni. So it might say another way they could have said it is, or translated is woe into the world and of the sea, right? Because oikomeni means in the whole inhabited earth. It says for the devil Esau Edom, that old serpent, Satan the devil, is come down unto you having great wrath because he knoweth he hath but a short time. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna accelerate his agenda, but he's not gonna be able to fulfill it pursuant to the book of Job. But let's keep going. It says to regulate digital assets through landmark legislation like the Genius Act in the U.S. Right. So because it was a ploy, right? It was a snare. All this cryptocurrency, they allowed people to make a lot of money. Certain people that knew what to do and caught the hopped on the train while it was still able to hop on. It was all a facade, man. It was to get you addicted to this digital currency, right? Because remember when Trump was running for president, the second term, he said, "Oh yeah, cryptocurrency is all BS, blah blah blah." And now this nigga got a statue with him holding a crypto or Bitcoin. It says Genius Act in the U.S. and new frameworks emerging from Europe. So what is this? Europe and the U.S. That's the beast. The current landscape aligns with innovators who have long prioritized compliance, right? Total control, in other words, usability in real world application. So that's what they're moving to. All right. So now they're gonna start. Eventually, they're gonna start paying people with stable coins, which that's what the whole Genius Act was about. Tying the stable coin to the USD or US dollar, making stable coin payroll a reality. The Genius Act became law in the United States, creating the first federal framework tailored to stablecoins. Days and why they ain't talk about this no more? Now it's all about Charlie Boy and the trench coat mafias that keep popping up left and right, taking niggas out. Right? Nobody even remembers the Genius Act anymore. Anyway, we do. It says days later, the president's working group on digital assets, right? Because everything's going digital. Everything is going to be tokenized. You yourself will be tokenized. All right. Let me pull this up real quick. Chat GPT. Let's ask Chat GPT real quick. So like it. What does it? What does tokenization mean? Let's see what ChatGPT got to say. Tokenization can mean different things depending on the context, but the core idea is always about breaking something into smaller pieces called tokens. Here's how it's used. Okay, that's okay. Well, hold on. As far as currency or assets. Great. When you're asked about tokenization in the context of currency or assets, it generally refers to tokenization of assets. This means converting ownership of real world asset into a digital token on a blockchain. See, they want to put everything on a blockchain, digital frontier. They want to put everything, which means a real world asset. Why you think you need a digital identity all of a sudden? And what just happened in the Philippines, right? Um, People's banks got shut down because they didn't want to identify. Again, you're gonna have to digitally verify yourself soon. Each token represents a fraction or whole of that asset. Basic idea: you take a physical or financial asset like real estate, art, stock, gold. You create digital tokens on a blockchain, which is the graphos, right? That represent ownership or rights to that asset. These tokens can be traded, transferred, or held just like cryptocurrencies. I mean, that's pretty explained right there. Okay, we gotta keep. Well, yeah, that's good on that. We gotta keep going. So the Genius Act creating the first federal framework tailored to stablecoins. Days later, the president's working group on digital assets, which is again digital because they're being tokenized. They're going on the blockchains. They're going on the digital frontier, the grid. Emphasize market structure, safe harbors, and dollar-backed stablecoins as essential pillars. Which dollar-backed stablecoins, it doesn't matter if it's dollar-backed or not. It's going to be digital. It doesn't matter where they call it in China. It don't matter what they call it in Russia. It don't matter what they call it in America. It's all the mark leading to the mark of the beast as essential pillars of modern payments policy. No man may buy or sell, right? So where's these stable coins and where's this leading to? Clearly the mark. So I mean that's pretty much the point on that article. You can read it yourself if you want. Here's another one though. Got another one. Because again, this is all leading to the same end goal. This is on Finance Yahoo. PayPal expands peer-to-peer payments with Bitcoin, Ethereum integration. Executive says is the next major step in global money movement. This is great because even my neighbor, I was talking to him, and he's a pro-Trumper, Clark Clint mode. He was like, yeah, they're gonna make a new currency. It's gonna be red dollars, and I said, man, what about Bitcoin? He was like, no, Trump's not with Bitcoin, and now they got a statue with this nigga holding the Bitcoin. So this is great, great news. Matter of fact, before I continue on this article, hold on, we'll come back to that one. Hold on. Let's because that was going into what's it called? PayPal. How they're integrating all these different cryptocurrencies. Okay, hold on, not this one. Who owned? First of all, who do you even know? Because you saw that. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me bring that back up. Because these devils, they've been in the works with this for a minute. This is an article, the Street Roundable. Hold on. It says Peter Thiel back crypto startup quietly makes big move. Peter Thiel, which we know he's the CEO or whatever of Planeteer, which is AI. Okay, to scrub the internet, search out the web. Hold on, what's going on with all these damn? So keep in mind Peter Thiel. We'll come back to that article. So who owns PayPal, or who started PayPal? Again, we just saw the article, which we'll come back to, about Peter Thiel, PayPal, which is the article was talking about Bitcoin and whatnot. So let's go into this. Oh look, what are the odds of that? X. Where's Wikipedia? And check this out. PayPal wasn't always PayPal. It was originally called X. Okay. And guess who the founder is? Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, which really is Elon Musk. He ended up trading it or selling it later on. Okay. Early history. The company was originally established by Max Lechvin, Peter Thiel, and Luke Noskek. I forgot what it was called. Oh, as FieldLink. Later, it renamed Confinity, a company which developed blah, blah, blah. When it had no success with that business model, it switched its focus to digital wallets. So, which I have done a video on this before. You can find it on the channel about just type in Elon Musk and it'll come up on my channel. But okay, Elon Musk came in and changed it to X.com, which is currently X.com is Twitter now. But originally in 1999, the original online banking was PayPal, or Confinity was a failed product, which was again spearheaded by Peter Thiel. But then Elon Musk came in, okay, and changed it to X.com. And then months later, it was changed to PayPal. But this was the original, okay, online banking system. So this is why I'm bringing out these certain articles that I'm going to go into. Because what were they focused on in 1999? Digital wallet. And what's coming out now? Digital wallets tied to your digital identification. The first version of PayPal electronic payment system was launched in 1999. So It's these niggas didn't just pop out of the blue. Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, they're back for a reason because they have been developing the foundation of the or the infrastructure of the mark of the beast. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that video real quick. Hold on. Cause this is when Elon Musk was young as hell. Nigga had a McLaren, the F1 McLaren, and everything. Let me see. Hold on. See if I can find that real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. Elon. Hopefully it's just. Oh man, see. Hold on. I gotta find my channel and do it like that. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Give me Elon. I know a title like Elon was in the name space. No, no, that's not it. Okay, here it is, right here. Give me. Here we go. Series of phone calls, and there it is. This is it. There's a little clip of it. Let's see here. We can go to right here. Bolton created your company. So this is an ATM. What we're going to do is transform the traditional banking industry. What are they going to do? Transform the traditional banking industry to what? Digital industry. A digital frontier. I do not fit the picture of a banker. X.com. X.com, this is Julie. Raising $50 million is a matter of making a series of phone calls. And the money is there. I've sunk the great majority of my net worth into X.com, which is the new banking and mutual funds company on the internet that I've started. Yeah, so that was. So there you go. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, they're tied to PayPal, which again, let's go back to this article now. Just so it all makes sense. PayPal which again is who were the founders. Okay, some of the founders. So let's see what it says. PayPal will soon integrate cryptocurrencies into its peer-to-peer payment system. Why? Because everything is going to be a cryptocurrency system or digital system. In other words, cryptocurrency is nothing more than a digital assets. All right, zeros and ones on the screen. All right, the graphos. And how will you be able to tap into this cryptocurrency, the graphos? Well, you're going to need a chip. It says U.S. users will soon be able to send Bitcoin, Ethereum, PayPal, USD, and other supported cryptos across PayPal, Venmo, and the growing list of cryptocurrency supporting digital wallets worldwide. And again, we've gone over this over and over. What is going to be tied to the digital wallet is going to be your digital identity. You have to prove who you say you are. Why are you scared to take this chip and verify who you are? Digital authentication. It's all tied to that hour of temptation. Okay, like we read earlier, Revelation chapter 3. And how we know this? Because we're watching. We're measuring the times diligently. Matter of fact, let's ask ChatGPT what does it mean to measure the times diligently? Let's see what ChatGPT has to say for itself. What does it mean to and paste? The phrase measure thou the time diligently is an old-fashioned or biblical sounding expression, and it essentially means pay close attention to the times or the current events and be watchful and discerning about what they are signified. What does this signify? The return of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, the return of our Lord and Savior. And how can you be? That's why this is called on the watchtower, right? Measure, to assess, evaluate, observe. Thou, Old English for you. The time often means more than just what the I don't know, what is it? I don't know why that. Just a clock. It refers to the current era, events, or the state of the world. Diligently, carefully, thoroughly, with serious attention. The phrase is most famously found in the Apocrypha Second Ezra, also called Fourth Ezra. Yep, in the Spanish Bible, it's called Fourth Ezra. In the King James Version Bible, here's a more complete form. I got it already. In context, okay, yeah. In modern terms, pay careful attention to what's happening in the world around you, socially, politically, spiritually, so that you can recognize important changes or fulfill your responsibilities wisely. There you go. So we see where this is headed. It's all downhill for Babylon. The announcement came as the company announced a new person-to-person payments feature called PayPal Links, which enables users to make or receive specified payments using one-time links that can be shared in conversations across messaging platforms. So soon you're gonna need the chip or to be digitally verified to even get on the platforms. PayPal Links is now available for US. Okay, let's go to the next one. And again, remember who the founders of this is. Stable integrates PayPal USD to expand financial transactions. I mean, do you see the writing on the wall yet? Do you see where this is leading? I'm not even gonna read that all, but you just see this article after article. PayPal, which is one of the biggest online banking systems, because that's what it is. That's what Elon Musk said in that the video I showed earlier. Let's see the next one here. The payment giant that's quietly winning the crypto war. Fintechs like PayPal have made huge strides towards increased crypto adoption, and so has the U.S. government, right, with the Genius Act. And now again, they created a statue with this retard holding a Bitcoin. It says PayPal has a lot to offer cryptocurrency investors. So again, you either gonna have, oh, look at that. Uh, you see the programming they're doing. That's how people are. That's what the future holds. Paying with your hand. Yeah, forget the watch. That's programming, conditioning the people. Okay, but this is where it's learned. How will you access your cryptocurrency or the new money? Because something's gonna happen very soon that your dollar bill will be nothing. Okay, your bank will no longer exist. It says new stablecoin legislation will allow crypto companies to offer bank-like services. So what is the point of a bank anymore, right? You don't need to go to the bank to cash money. You don't need to cash no checks. You don't need to go to the ATM. Hell, most people when they get paid, they get direct deposit. It's already digital. Shit. It says meanwhile, banks and payment providers are racing to integrate cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology into their day-to-day businesses. Why? Because that's the way of the future. That's what the mark of the beast is going to bring, right? To access money, you're going to need that mark, as the scripture in Revelation 13 says. Okay, and so people don't want it. You think people want to lose their money? No. Is it First Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, people covet after that money. They don't want to lose all that they work for, their 401k. How are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to buy food? Well, you got to get the money. Hey, don't niggas talk about chasing the bag, and everything's about money in this society, and people love it because it provides them a lifestyle, a facade, really. But it says they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, which literally they're gonna pierce themselves through to receive that chip via the Karaks. NLT, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And some people craving money have wandered from the true faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. Yeah, even people in this truth, right? AMP, for the love of money, that is the greedy desire for it and the willingness to gain it unethically. And what's going to be the biggest unethically way to gain it is getting that chip. Hold on, let me finish that up. Is is a root of all sorts of evil, and some by longing for it have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves through and through with many sorrows. Yeah, two through. Yeah. Let's see here. BBE, for the love of money is the root of all evil, and some whose hearts were fixed on it have been turned away from the faith and been wounded with unnumbered sorrows. Well, your sorrows are just beginning. Let's see here. There you go. PayPal credentials. PayPal has over 430 million active customers and merchant accounts. Okay. So you see, and again, who are the founders of PayPal? No coincidence, right? One last article, right, with the Peter Thiel, which was a founder of, well, it wasn't PayPal at the time. It was Cointel or whatever the hell it was. Then it was X.com. But nonetheless, going to show you that all these devils, they're all tied together. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, they all been in cahoots for years, decades, setting this system up. Look it up. Peter Thiel backed crypto startup quietly makes big move. Peter Thiel backed company is making fresh new moves. Going into the blockchains, right? The tokenization of everything. Plasma, a blockchain startup building stablecoin infrastructure has launched Plasma. So again, they got all kind of stable coins, all kind of cryptocurrencies. It doesn't matter what the hell they call it. It's still a digital currency. That's the point. And that's going to be accessed through the chip, the mark of the beast. Point blank, period. We ain't got to keep reading. It's all bullshit anyway. We don't give a damn about how much Bitcoin went up today, how much Ethereum went up today. We don't give two shits about that. We waiting for the kingdom of heaven, the real money. All right, the real riches are coming for those that wait patiently and trusting and believing Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Let's go. One last verse here. Because everybody trying to put their money in digital currency, that shit doesn't exist. You idiot. That shit does not exist. Okay? Hold on. That thing is a Matthew. Oh, come on now. 500 verses with that. Okay, I remember now. Treasure. Did I spell it right? Let's see. Yeah, the crypto doesn't exist. It's not on the elemental chart. Okay, it's it's fairy dust. Okay, doesn't exist. Cryptocurrency is not real. Fiat currency is not real. Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, right? Because technically that digital realm, right, is on earth. People still you can go to the store and use Bitcoin. Just like you can go to the store and swipe your Visa card. It's the same shit. It's a digital, it's a number in a computer somewhere that doesn't exist. Right? And even that paper money if somebody pays you with, it's just a piece of paper. Unless you got gold or some kind of resource, you ain't got no riches. You ain't got no wealth. However, there's a real riches that you cannot see. Okay, as we're going to read, it says, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Yeah, because again, this digital currency is all programmable. They can hit one button, and you can have $8 billion in your Bitcoin, and they hit one button, and that shit don't exist no more. It says, but verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. That's the real riches, okay? For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And guess what? Most people have their treasures on earth, right? What they think is a treasure. The love of money is the root of all evil. You've been lied to. All right. It said that a fiat currency, paper money, or a number on a screen is actual treasure or riches. That's one of the greatest psyops of all time. Give Esau a hand for that. He did it nicely. I can't lie. What a scam, right? Talk about a Ponzi scheme. You working for it every day at your 9 to 5. Shit that don't exist. The word there for treasure, what was it in the Greek? Thesaurus. Thesaurus.
Strong's G 2344. Thesaurus.
Thesaurus, treasures. The place in which good and precious things are collected and laid up, which that's in the heavens. Spiritual riches. Carnal riches come to an end. People can steal your carnal riches, or they can hit a button and that shit done never existed. Trust me, I know. A casket, a coffer, okay, a treasury, a storehouse, repository, magazine, the things laid up in a treasury, collected treasures. So the real riches, the real treasure is the spiritual ones, okay? And everyone's gonna come to find out very soon that they put their money into the wrong stock, so to say. They put it into Peter Thiel backed crypto, or Elon Musk backed crypto instead of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's backed treasure. So with that, Lord's willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. Gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Much love to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.